And they're actually a company that I like a decent amount. They do a lot of good work, and I would say they're first movers into this, clinical AI audits. But if you don't want to use something like a Brillium, well, you can always set up your own system. Now, there's a couple things here that make this the scale of this matter. So we just talked about how compute matters in terms of how much decision making and auditing is happening. If we're sending completed notes into an AI system, maybe we're taking every note and we're putting it into a HIPAA compliant drive, and then AI is watching that drive, checking every note, and then giving you a report back. The more notes that you're putting in, the more compute that you're going to have to be sending from somewhere, whether that be like your Claude Code subscription, whether that be a local model on your computer. It gets a little chunky. So depending on the volume of notes, a high volume notes is probably where something like Brillium comes in, because they actually have compute on their side that can review it more efficiently. If you have a low volume of notes, then really the question is, what does the integration look like, right? Can the notes seamlessly go from one place to another that triggers the audit? What I think about in tools like this, when it comes to does the system help, is how separated is it from my day-to-day workflow. If every note has to be exported and then put somewhere else and then the audit runs, that is a harder sell for me than something like Brillium, which happens, in the background no matter what. So what I would think about is, in terms of compliance dashboards, yes, this is definitely a use case for AI. You just need to make sure that you have the right funder requirements and the right rules set up to what the AI is looking for. Just make sure that it flows in your day-to-day workflow instead of being an extra step that ends up getting forgotten about.